Last time we did this, we ranked all of the original 48 tracks on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. Today, we're going to be doing all 48 of the DLC for the booster pack that was released over the course of the past year. All the tracks are finally out, so now we can rate them accordingly. Let's play this stupid game. No, I love Mario Kart. Today, I'm going to be doing Mario because it's a classic. And I played Pauline for like 3 hours. The last time we did this, I want to do Mario. And the contrast of him against the bike, I think looks very good. 200cc because we're not babies. Let's do hard computers this time. I want a little bit of a challenge. 48 tracks, all in order. Starting with the first DLC track. Everybody get your stopwatches ready. And let's begin. First ever DLC track, Paris Promenade. I was so excited when the DLC initially came out, dude. I was itching for more Mario Kart. I probably will be a bit more biased to like the older DLC tracks just because I played them more. Is this 200cc? This feels so slow. They should make like 500cc for the fans. I think this is when they first start introducing the non-looping. Like this looks like a loop, right? But then that throws you for a loop at the end of this lap. I don't know, this city track seems easier to navigate. I'm unsure why. I think it's because the buildings, I think it's because they're all the same color. It's a lot easier to tell what's road and what's not. But like, it's also a similar color to the road, so I don't know. I think it's because this was like the first city track, so I was like, oh, I'm kind of vibing. But then like when the later DLCs were just all ports of the tour tracks, it became kind of an L. Paris Promenade, in terms of a city track, it's very good. I think the music really saves it. Visually, it's not very interesting because the road is like almost the same color as the buildings. But I definitely think it's one of the least confusing city tracks because the way it loops, lap 1 and lap 2 are basically the same. And then lap 3 is doing it backwards, essentially. It's really not as confusing. In comparison to other city tracks, is like very good, but standalone it's decent, but I'm gonna put it at very good because I know the other tracks are gonna like get worse. Toad Circuit, I really like this track, but this track is literally for babies. For some reason, I was convinced that this track was just a regular oval, but it's like a broken fortune cookie. This feels like one of the shortest tracks of all time, though. And I used to hate it for that reason, but now I kind of like it. This reminds me so much of like the Luigi circuit just because of its simplicity. Wait, is there no Luigi circuit in 8 Deluxe at all? This feels like a go-kart track. Like it's simple, nothing crazy, just very nice, quick play. Toad Circuit is meh. It's so forgettable, it's too simple, like it's fun to play, but like compared to other tracks, it's like really boring. I remember when the DLC first came out, I think this was my second favorite track out of the first 8 tracks they released. The music is very nice. Okay, this line I can never do right. Why did I release the banana? That was DOM. I like how there's a bit of variety in this track. The lines aren't too complex. This part is always scary with the boulders. What I've noticed in a few of like the older game levels that are ported and remade for the Switch is that they just seem simpler and shorter than like the tracks that were made for the Switch. And I think it's because with older consoles there were like limitations to what they could have in terms of environments. So it makes sense. But then in turn, some of them are like boring. But this one I think is really good. Right here, you know, giving that little itch for the Excite Bike fans. Wait, what was this track called? Wait, give me a second. I can find it. It's Choco Mountain. There it is. I found it. I forgot what it was called. Choco Mountain. It is one of like the non-city tracks in the DLC. I'll put it at very good for now. The music is bumping. This has variety. Like the actual lines, they're like more difficult in the start. There's the tricking at the end with Excite Bike. You have to dodge some projectiles and there's a parachute. There's actually a lot in this level. In terms of the rubric, Choco Mountain is very good. Pokemon! You know, I love this track before it was cool. Okay, just the music itself, the build up. Dude, it's so good! The track is very bright, and since there's some discrepancy between like wood flooring and then like that teal floor. It is kind of hard to tell where the path is. Oh my god. I do kind of miss in the Wii port how the cars move differently. I know everybody was giving Nintendo slack for that, but it doesn't bother me too much. What? Two! On the Wii version, I would always go down this path, but I think objectively this way is slower. Not because I messed up the line. Don't worry, I can catch up. I could have done a lightning bolt dodge, but I didn't. This track is definitely a lot easier at 150, but it's for sure challenging at 200. Only real gamers can get first. Which is me, guys. Coconut Mall, best of all time. Even if I didn't play it on the Wii, objectively, you have to be dialed in the whole time. I love how bright the environments are. The music is bumping. I'm Japanese, I'm not a weeb, but I never really liked this track. This, I think, is the first track in the DLC where it's non-looping and you're overlapping over previous paths for the whole race. I remember playing this for the first time and I was so confused. The music, I think, is the best thing in this track. Everything else is, like, not good. See, this right here was so confusing, the splitting the Y path. Wait, surely this will save me. Okay. I was gonna see if I could ricochet off the wall. For some reason, this track feels very short. I don't know why. The ending is very fun. I like when you coast over the finish line in a parachute. I think that part is very fun. Tokyo Blur. This is one of the first non-looping city tracks that started the worst trend in Mario Kart history, in my opinion. It's not horrible. I definitely think it's one of the easier city tracks. And I don't know why. Maybe I'm biased because, you know, I'm Japanese. I think it's decent. Room Ridge? More like Loom Ridge. I'm gonna try and play this track to the best of my ability. Not gonna mess around, I'm gonna genuinely play. Oh my god, this one's impossible. At 200cc. Oh, okay. Because whenever you do these turns, you can't like see over the horizon. So you can barely see the cars. It doesn't really help that like we're on the edge of a cliff as we're racing. So all I'm seeing is the edge of the mountain and not ahead of me. I'll say it now, this is one of the worst tracks of all time. It has cars. You can't see ahead because the cliff edges on both edges. But it is like really easy to get turbo drifts in this track. The skip is here? Dude, I made it! I can never do it right. Why is it taking me backwards? I remember seeing clips of that skip on Twitter and I was like, how do they do it? And then I just never have been able to do it myself. Shroom Ridge, absolute worst of all time. No explanation, I hate it. I don't hate many things, but I hate Shroom Ridge. Sky Garden. Wait, I never noticed that Toad House up top. I don't think anybody watches these cutscenes. What I do really like about this track is that it's very easy to tell the actual track from the edges. Because they either have the green border or the clouds. And the track itself contrasts very nicely against the blue sky. So I think this was one of the easier tracks to memorize for me. And it's a looping track. Love that. Skip here if you have a shroom. Or if you're going fast enough. Sky Garden. I would have to say it's decent. It's not super memorable. It's also fairly easy in my opinion. Design-wise, it's very easy to distinguish the road from the environments. So it's easier in that way. The music is very good. Yeah, it's decent. It's decent. You guys know what I think about Ninja Hideaway. Okay, watch this. Oh, I was trying to trick off the pawn. In general, I think it's easier if you stay on the upper paths in Ninja Hideaway. Love the coins right there. But you don't have an opportunity to get the item boxes. So that is the only L. But it is quicker. Oh my god, please! This turn is like near impossible to come back from. Once you're in the sky. I'm gonna do it, watch this. Yo! If you go down this lower path, you get kind of cooked by the ninja stars. But you do get an opportunity to get item boxes. And that can get you back ahead. This track is pretty cool, to be honest. I agree. But it's just so confusing. Like, my first few times playing it, there's just so many paths. It's very difficult to, like, know which way I should go. Easy, first place. Honestly, I did better than I thought I did. Usually, I'm like horrible at this track. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said meh. But now that I kind of know how to play it, like stay on the upper pads, I would say it's decent. Objectively, it's a very good track. All the different paths you can take. There's so much variety. The parachuting can drastically change like how you will cross the finish line. But for me, it's not my favorite, so I'm gonna have to say decent. New York Minute? I wanna go to New York. Spending Christmas in New York. Donkey Kong, the best musical. I would see it. I love how chill the music is in this track for the most part. It's fairly refreshing. Another non-looping track, I think when I was first learning this track, this was one of the more confusing ones. Because the arrows, you don't see them in time to change course and direction. Going in the air. It is nice how the bus has a ramp. I like that. This part at the end with the magic carpet, not magic, with the red carpet was always surprising me. It seems so like out of place. New York Minute? I think it's kind of forgettable. Actually, I think it's meh. I don't think it's good. It's very difficult to distinguish where I need to go because since the buildings are so tall, I can't see ahead. On the non-looping parts where the arrows tell you which way to turn left or right, you don't see them soon enough. So in order to be good at this track, you have to memorize it. So therefore, it's like not really fun. Because to me, a track is fun is if you play it once or twice and you immediately enjoy it. This one I did not really enjoy. I think it's one of the worst city tracks. I don't like this track. It's way too difficult. This turn right here, the bane of my existence. Okay, I don't know why I went here. That was silly. I do appreciate how it's a regular looping track. The thing that makes this track really difficult is that since it's purely flat, you literally can't see what lines are approaching you. Because if it was like on a cliffside or a hill, you can maybe look up and see what's ahead. Even looking at the road that's probably like 50 feet in front of you is hard to see. Wait, now I can do the skip. Easy. I do love how on the outer edges, it's like a regular platformer level. Because it has like the wooden blocks. Oh, come on! Dude, nailed it! I've gotten so much better at that turn. I used to throw every single time. If you would have asked me like 6 months ago, I would have said the worst. I'm debating. I don't know. I think if there was more like a terrain difference, like different elevation, I would say decent. But this track is just too flat. Like having a flat track like this would make sense for like an older game, but since you have so much capability with a 3D game console, I think they could have done more with it. Calamari Desert. Isn't that octopus? Or is this a place? I don't get the name. This track is giving Looney Tunes. Oh, I just noticed the shadow on the ground from my cart. Like the lighting of this track is interesting because it's like dusk and you can like very easily see my harsh shadow. Okay, I'm throwing. Dude, come on. Thankfully, we haven't seen too many trees. Or not trees, trains. Why did I say trees? Okay, this part is the scariest. Going through the tunnel, you're guaranteed to hit a train! Also, the animation of you hitting the train is just hilarious to me. You know, why did Nintendo think it was a good idea to make a track on a literal train track? You know, I'm triggered. Calamari Desert? I think this track in itself is very unique, but it's also very anxiety-inducing because you gotta avoid the train. You don't know when it's coming. I would say it's decent. Who loves gambling? Oh, this line is very difficult though. Dude, I'm getting so good at sniping. Oh, for the longest time, I had no clue there was 2 double item boxes there. And I always wondered how people got so far ahead. I like just holding one single drift in that section. It's probably not like the best way to get a turbo, but I just think it's fun. And it's a regular looping track. Love that for us. Design-wise, this track is nice, because going through that cannon section, it's kind of like you're the pinball being shot into the machine. It seems like there's so much intent with this level's design. Okay, my lines are for sure not perfect. But, oh, okay, but it requires a lot of concentration. Okay, it is kind of BS how the pinballs can collect the items too. That genuinely is so annoying. Waluigi Pinball, it's really good. It's super memorable. The design aspect is really unique. Very challenging to be good at. but it's built for the inside drift build, so I love it. Waluigi, pinball, best of all time. Sydney Sprint. For some reason, for the longest time, I thought this level was called Sydney Sprint. No, Spirit. I do not have dyslexia, I would like to clarify. I just can't read. Dude, I love the tile on this track. The orange is so pretty. And I love how we're going through like an amusement park. It's so interesting. I really like whenever there's moving parts in the background. The trumpets, I got so into it, I ran into the wall. The first time I played this track, I loved it. It's so much fun. We get to see the shoreline, the pier. Okay, that is the most difficult part. I'll be honest. For those Excitebike fans, here we go. It just seems like they fit so much in this track. Oh, there's a subway? They have public transportation? So lucky. Oh wait, okay, it just occurred to me, we're doing the beginning backwards. Wait. I literally just realized that. Sydney Sprint? No, it's not best of all time, but I think it's at the top of very good. Snowland. Objectively, I think this is one of the prettier tracks. I like when non-traditional road environments are used, like this is ice. All the toads are in their little jackets. Even if the lines themselves in this track are very simple, the music and the environment is so fitting. Cohesively, this is a really nice level. And even if this level is remotely flat, there is some changes with slight declines and inclines where I can see the level ahead of me. This is kind of the terrain I would want for that Mario Circuit 3 level, where it's not completely flat. Cohesively, everything in the track makes sense. Even if it's simplistic, I think it's good, but when compared to other tracks, it's just decent. It is kind of forgettable. For a simpler track, I think it's executed well. Mushroom Gorge. Definitely one of my top 3 tracks ever when I played on the Wii. Wait, I don't think I've ever gone for the left path now that I think about it. I literally have never gone for the left. I usually go for the mushroom pads. Okay, I think the safest path, if you don't get hit by a piranha plant, is to go down the center, because whenever you bounce on that blue mushroom, you get a parachute. Okay, I'm gonna try go down left. I never go this way. Whoa, it's so fast. Is it like objectively faster though? It looks like you can have a greater chance of like getting items though. Parachute is the best way because whenever you trick on the mushrooms, it's not super predictable. Okay, watch this. Look, he got boomeranged and blue shelled. Mushroom Gorge, everybody. I think it's... Oh, is it better than Sydney Sprint though? I think Mushroom Gorge is a very good track. The track itself is kind of simplistic. You can take different paths with the mushroom pads. It can be frustrating, but I think it's also fun with the difficulty aspect of bouncing on the pads. Sunday! Whatever this is called. I have no clue what this one is called. F tier? No way. This track feels so much like Excitebike. There's so many different ramps to trick off of. And I don't hate it. But wait, this track is literally just an oval. This does look like a little tween like threw up and designed this track. It's so colorful. Wait, wasn't there like a Cold Stone Mario? Wait, they have like a Nintendo collection I think for Kirby. I didn't try it because like I didn't like the flavor combos they had. Since I made the connection that this track, Sky High Sunday, is just Excitebike, I can't unsee it now. It's literally an oval track with some divergence and pads. But there's so many spots where you trick, it's just like Excitebike. It's meh. London Loop. You know what? This track already has 2 L's in its name, and I agree with that. Just looking at the map, this is what happens when you let a little 3rd grader tie their shoes. The map is such a mess. I genuinely think this is one of the more frustrating city tracks. Whenever I play this online, it seems like this track will never end. But I guess it's easy to get lost in London. Okay, the telephone booths are so tall. Why are they so tall? It's almost like we're miniatures. I don't like the rock music as much. It doesn't seem fitting for London, you know? London Loop It is very difficult to see ahead. I like the chain chomps, those are fun, but they're like too easy to dodge. I wish the roads where the chain chomps were slightly skinnier. That way it was a bit more of a challenge. I don't like the music, it's meh. I think London Loop is like one of the worst city tracks. Boo Lake! I know a lot of you guys like this track, but I don't. Oh, come on! I want to do no mistakes! Wait, I actually did it. I didn't run into a single wall. This, objectively, I think is like one of the most difficult tracks in the whole game. Just because there's so many like really weird, tight U-shaped turns. This track is like impossible in online. Because since the paths themselves are kind of skinny, it's very easy to get rammed off or just fall off. This track just gives me anxiety. Like it looks like it's gonna fall apart. It's like that one rickety roller coaster they have at your local fair that's made out of wood that they assemble every year and you're scared it's just gonna break on sight. Okay, I didn't play too bad, Boo Lake. You know what? I don't need to impress you guys, it's decent. Rock Mountain. This track is so much fun. You go like underground here in the caves, you get lung cancer, and then you're back in the light. The parachutes, you can go over or under the logs. And then what's fun is you can just coast over like most everything here. Oops, I could have used the horn. Oh my god! I did it! Dude, I'm getting so good at the bomb clip. It's not called, what is it even called? Not bomb clip. Bomb shell dodge or something? I don't know what it's called. I've done that 3 times today and yesterday combined. I'm so good. Rock Mountain, I like it a lot. It's so good. It's so much fun. The music is so nice. The visual of going through the leaves. Now, I have no clue how they built this track, like, on the branches of the tree. Like, how did they do this? The wigglers seem less annoying in this version over the Wii. I think this is the first level that they ported to the Switch, where it has the half pipe mechanic. It makes no sense to go on the half pipe. It just ruins your momentum. It's literally not worth it. Objectively, I think this track is very difficult. This turn right here is super difficult. But, like, going on the half pipe doesn't... You lose time going on the half pipe there. I know for me, there's, like, a big nostalgia with Maple Treeway playing it on the Wii. Using the stick controls is far easier than doing tilt. Maple Treeway, I think, is a very good level. This Berlin track just makes me think I'm playing the London track. Like, if you put these side by side, I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. And this one is a road track. Why are there cars? I understand we're going through the city, but I really don't want to be driving with the cars. Wait, they got public transit? Ain't no way. Okay, going there is like dumb. It's such a bad idea. Okay, also the split path is really confusing to me. Why? It is nice how there's that edge of the sidewalk. That way I don't go in the grass. I just run onto the wall. Because it is fairly difficult to dodge the cars in this track. Wait, I thought that was the final lap! See, this track is also so long! Okay, it's really cool how you can trick on the thwomps. The music sounds like a montage you'd see in a movie of somebody like frantically shopping at the mall during Christmas. Berlin Byways, it's so forgettable, but I think it's better than London Loop. Like, looking at the thumbnails, they look so similar. The music in this track is such a vibe. Roundabout with the Piranha Plant, classic. This line at the start is so weird. Like, what path would look like that in real life? Not me dunking IRL. The final lap is the best lap, in my opinion. We basically do it all backwards. I love sections where you can just fly over everything. Wait, why don't I have a topiary? It was Peach and Luigi. Oh no! Man, dodge like a pro! Peach's Gardens? It's not as good as I remember. It's decent. I like the terrain on this track, like the beginning with the rainbow cobblestone. I am kind of confused why they gave us a train and not like Santa's sleigh. You know, I don't think they want it to be woke. Oh no, they wanted to be woke. They didn't want to have Santa. The half pipes on the left there are so silly. Why would you go for them? The lines on this track are very simple though. Ooh, there's a second ramp. I never knew that. This track is very pretty, but like, not the most fun to play. It seems like all the tracks that are like original to the Switch have like a very strict theme. Like they have the Christmas one, the bathtub one, the ice cream one. Just give me a Mario one that's normal. Merry Mountain, the lines itself, the actual map, is very reminiscent of like a Mario circuit track. It's so easy. You can't do like any too complex drifts. There's no too tight of turns. I think Merry Mountain is eh. Rainbow Road. This looks like one you'd see in an arcade. Or like in the Mario movie. Ooh, saved it. Okay, that's the only mushroom in the whole level, and it seems so out of place. There's so much change in terrain on this level. I think we're on the rings of a planet right now. The track loops around like different planets in the galaxy. It's so interesting. Now we're on the moon, and then the final lap is just a straight shot. I love whenever you get the parachute in that final section. Dude, I did this whole track perfectly. Oh my god. Rainbow Road for the 3DS. S tier for now. I think it's the best Rainbow Road that they've ported to the Switch. It's not insanely difficult, but it's not easy. Like the first 2 laps, you have to have really good control with your drifting and your turns. I like how there's no railings, so you kind of have to be dialed in the whole time. Dude, I have a clip that I had to edit out when I did the blind react to this DLC wave that Drift was in. And I dead said, oh my god, Amsterdam? Is that London? Clueless. You guys will never find the VOD. Wait, I just told you what VOD it's in. We're in the countryside, we're on a boat. And then... Wait, we go underwater soon, I know. And then we go in the water. This track is amazing. It's non-looping, but like, it's fairly clear where I need to go the whole time. Oh, besides here, this is like one of the most BS turns in the whole game. This really sharp U-turn. And then you hop out of the water to the tulips. So pretty. I think I've come to the conclusion. I like a city track if you're not going just through the city. I think Amsterdam is a really good track. For a city track, it's really good. The walking piranha plants are so weird looking, but I like them. They're cute. I like when there's moving obstacles in a track. And then going through the waterfall, how epic. The turns aren't too difficult. They're good, like, medium difficulty. I think a cool mechanic would be, like, if you hit the walking piranha plants with an item, if they dropped, like, mushrooms or something. Riverside Park, I think it's decent. It's very quick, but it's not, like, forgettable in my opinion. I also like how you go through the waterfall at the very end. It's, like, very unexpected. Like, the first time playing it, I think I was, like, more shocked. I was like, oh, I did not see this happening. It said Riverside, not Waterfall side. DK Summit, a classic! I have no clue why there's so many, like, half-pipe edges on this track. They don't really give you too much a boost anymore for the Switch port, so they're, like, pointless. This turn is very difficult, for, like, no apparent reason. Okay, that was bad. Maybe I'm just, like, bad at half-pipes. If you have trouble with this turn, like if you can't do a hard left, I recommend going down that... I recommend going down that half pipe. It makes the turn a bit easier. Okay, let's try this again. If you can't make this hard left turn, go for the half pipe. That way you can do like a slightly wider turn. DK Summit is not as good as I remember. The Switch port kind of ruined any level that has a half pipe in my opinion. I would say nostalgia helps, but not really. Yoshi's Island is beautiful. There's so much intent and thought with the level design. I was like stunned the first time I played this. There's also like so many like different characters in the background too. I have no clue why we go underwater. And the coins make a different sound. Ah, it's so good. We're in the clouds. We're going through the whole stratosphere. Ah, I didn't get it at all, but like if you hit that mystery box or the mystery cloud, a second path will spawn. Ah, it's such a good level. And the music? This is actually the music I use in the outro of my YouTube videos now. Yoshi's Island, one of the best of all time. I'm gonna try to go for an upper path. I usually don't do I like how we go through like different parts within the city in Bangkok Rush. Like we're going through the little flea markets. We went in the water at the start. There's a little shortcut there to cut the corner. Cut the corner? Yes, sir! I definitely think this is one of the more interesting city tracks. There's so many changes in elevation. We're not just like going through like the downtown area where it's one elevation. We're in this corridor. This corridor is very difficult. It took me a long time to learn it. This one is so much fun. I never get bored playing this track. It's definitely a really good city track. Bangkok Rush, very good. I'll put it at the top. I think it's the best city track in the whole DLC. I love the 2D audience members. It's so good that they incorporated that little detail. I definitely think this is one of the better Mario circuits. Like, it doesn't feel like we're on a racetrack for the majority of it. The audience is here at the start, but then we're going through the forest, through the woods. This final turn is surprisingly really difficult though. I also just like to picture like the audience members. They're cheering at the start and they just hope for the best as we're going through the woods. Hoping that we don't get attacked by... The Wiggler will show up last lap, I forgot. Aesthetically, this track I really like too because it feels like we're a toy. The way everything's lit and shaded, the proportions. Everything is really soft and round. There's Wiggler. Because I was too fast for him. Mario's Circuit on the DS? I'm torn between very good and decent. I think it's very good for a Mario circuit track because it's a bit more difficult. It's not too baby, but it's also like kind of forgettable. Compared to other Mario circuits, it's really good. But on its own, it's just decent. Now this is one of the GOATs. Waluigi's Stadium. There's a half pipe at the very beginning. Makes no sense. I rarely go for the half pipes in this section. I think it's better to just go straight. Even if I can go on the upper path, it's a bit too difficult to land on it. Ah, I almost had it. See, it's like not really worth the risk. Like you have to practice it a lot in order to justify trying for it. The fire pinwheels, I wish they moved a bit faster. They're like a bit too forgiving. They're not like a scary obstacle. The music in this track, so good. I think I'm gonna go on the half pipe for fun, just to see how it is. Okay, I guess it makes the turn here to land on that section a bit easier, but you probably lose time. Waluigi's Stadium, I'll put it at the top of pretty good. It's not my favorite. It is a very, very good track though. It feels like you're in a Wipeout show, and I kind of like that. I love the music in this track. Here comes the drum. When I get my mansion, I'll invite you guys all to my infinity pool, don't worry. I also love the change in terrain, also the lighting shift as well. We're going from like bright neon to like warm oranges. And this part up ahead was so unexpected to me. Like the forward and backward boost pads. It seems so out of place for a city, but I really like it. It reminds me of those like moving floors you see at the airport. Oh, okay, what are you doing? Oh, I've never fallen off here. Usually I just parachute over here. I also like how blocky the city is. Like, there's not too many, like, round paths. Like, the roads seem very straight edge. Singapore Speedway is a really good city track. It's also very fun to play. I really like it. This turn right here at the start is so mean. Doing like a Batman 90-degree turn. Wait, skip? I missed it. It doesn't matter, it doesn't save you too much time. This part here where you like fall into the arena is so weird. I don't get it. I like how there's like a change in terrain throughout, like you're going through different arenas. That's very fun. But the environment, the road is so similar in color where this track just looks very boring. It's not like visually inviting. I literally never go for the half pipes. It's like, why even bother? Wait, wait! Wait, let me go backwards. I never saw this! Okay, wait, I literally have never seen that side path. It's so hidden because I think it was like a dark cave entrance. I'll have to try that some other day. Athens Dash? It's very forgettable. Even though I just learned about like a possible skip at the end, I feel like the whole environment makes sense, but it's very drab. I don't like how we're met with a roundabout right at the start. It makes me anxious because I don't know which path is better. I think left is better, but right, I always go right, because right is right. I think it's a track that you can play better if you have an inside your bike. But these lines and these turns, they're like almost too sudden that you have to change direction. Yeah, let's go underwater. Why do they make an underwater port? Kind of weird. But when you go underwater, you skip that whole like weird turn section below deck, so it makes it a tad easier. It makes no sense. Why do they have like an underwater snorkeling room? Like, huh? I didn't do too bad racing this one, but personally, Daisy Cruiser, that guys might actually cancel me. It's meh. I don't like it. Moonview Highway for the Wii. Now, nostalgia will play a factor in my ranking. Dude, the music from the start, it's anxiety-inducing, but it makes sense because, you know, we're going with and against the flow of traffic in this level, which I think is better because I think in all the other city tracks, you're going with the flow of traffic. I also like this level because it's relatively short for a highway track, so, you know, it gets it over with quicker. There's a side path up top. And I missed the item boxes pop. I remember playing this on the Wii and I'd always fall off on that section on the left because there's no railing. Easy! It'd be cool if we went through that toll section, it took away like 2 coins or something. And then if you had no money, they would just like arrest you on sight. Moonview Highway, very difficult on the Wii, but I really enjoy the switchboard, especially considering since it's a level where there's cars. But I think since it's like on the highway, the track is like wider, like there's 4 or 6 lanes. So it's not like I have to weave between 2 rows of cars. I have to weave between like 4 or 6, but there's also less cars on the road. And I think that's a big factor why this highway track is a lot easier than the other tracks that have cars in them. I would say Moonview Highway is high decent. It's not pretty good because it's still like a car track, but it's good for what it is. The first time I saw this level, out of all the different themes, why go with this? You know what I mean? Are they trying to like teach the kids hygiene? I guess kids stink, but this is like too on the nose. And why are there toothbrushes in the tub? Ew. And the visual of like going through the drain, like, is that poop? This level is just so silly. You know, we went through the gardens, we went through a mountain, and now we're going through a bathroom. Design-wise, this is very interesting though. Like, there's so many different assets in the background. You can probably find something new every time. This fan is annoying though. Like, why is that there? Wait, pause. The bidet. I missed the skip. If you hit the bidet just right, you can get on an upper path. And it'll save you like a second. Also, the clock at the very beginning still said 10:10 the whole time. I think it's broken. Okay, watch this. Oh my god, I made it! And you get to parachute over the end. And there's like a separate like banner a bit higher up. Squeaky's Clean Sprint? Since it's a new track, you gotta give it a bit more grace. I'm debating between like pretty good and decent. Because like design-wise it's really interesting, but it's also like really it's a weird theme for them to choose. It's not incredibly difficult. Like there's a lot of sections where you just coast and drive. The only hard part is the final section. Like trying to get the bidet skip or the final line because like it's this really sharp turn. I would say high decent. Los Angeles laps, more like Los Angeles laps. This one is so bad. Look, they're fracking. I've never been to LA and I don't want to go to LA. Or like maybe like one time. Having a skate park is kind of wicked. Makes me feel like I'm hip with the kids. Wait, the stadium was just called Stadium. They could have gotten like a Comcast sponsor or something. This part here is so random, like, why is there this part? I've never gone this way. Oh my god, I'm going too fast. Los Angeles laps, more like Los Langos laps. I don't like it. It would have been fine if they didn't have like the fracking part at the end. Like, why is that there? Is that supposed to show that LA just has such bad infrastructure? Is that like the commentary? Because that's just all of America, man. You know, I didn't see like an influencer cheering me on in the background. That would have saved it, but they didn't have it. The lighting on this track is beautiful. It has that same orange glow, the lens flare. So artsy. The music, the trumpets, holy moly. And having to dodge the Shy Guys is a good obstacle. The lines on this one aren't incredibly difficult, but once you're like in the middle section when there's more characters, it can get difficult trying to dodge everybody. And hearing the music at 2x speed is crazy at the end. It's kind of like the people who played instruments on the Titanic, and they're just playing something more quickly as it sinks. Sunset Wilds. Even though it's fairly simple, as a track cohesively, I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot. The music hard carries though, I'll admit. Sunset Wilds doesn't have a sunset anymore? What? Oh wait, doesn't it like get darker in the original or something? It should be dropped down the C tier? Hey, this is my list. This was one of my favorite tracks on the Wii of all time. Okay, I'm throwing. Don't worry, I'm good at Mario Kart. This water rapids part was always really fun. I think you do go a tad faster. The tunnel sound? Yeah, the half pipe doesn't really help. It makes like your line a bit more confusing in my opinion. This track is a difficult one though in my opinion. I'm gonna try go left. It seems harder to go left to take the long way. The underwater like tunnel section isn't as fun because the half pipes don't really help you. You just have to do like a really hard right turn. I never realized it goes silent when you go through the pipe. It gets like a little bit quieter. But then when you pop out here, it's like you've been awakened. Koopa Cape. I like the Wii version more. I'm torn. I don't know. I'll do high decent. It's still really fun to play. I like the beginning part when you're going through the rapids. The pipe kind of like kills it. I wish the pipe section was shorter. I like how on this track we start in like the woods and the outside. Dude! I didn't even know you could ride off this part. Wait, that's wild. A lot of the city track music sounds too similar. This parachute section seems like so out of place. Like we're just flying over a road. Like it'd be cool if there was like a cavern or something. Vancouver Velocity is so forgettable. I just realized I've put like barely any in F tier. That's surprising to me. Like I was convinced that I'd put some of the city in the worst, but like they're not too bad. I don't think I like Velocity at all. There's nothing really redeeming about it. I like the city tracks a lot more when they're at night. At night. Oh, there's a path to the right. I think you need a boost to go for it, though. Oh, dude, the roundabout is so stupid. The issue with this track is that the buildings are a similar enough color, similar with the roundabouts. They're too close, so it's very hard to, like, tell where I need to go. The edge of the road, it does have that white and orange border. I wish the border was a bit more clear. Like, see this white and the red? That is very easy to distinguish. It'd be nice if they had it across the whole map, not just on hard turns. The music is weak on this one. It sounds kind of whimsical. Like, it's not too hype. It's alright, but it doesn't get my blood pumping. Oh, I didn't realize there was water there. That never occurred to me. Oh, there are chain chomps here. Why are there chain chomps? I don't even remember, like, key design details in this level. That just shows how forgettable it is. Also, why are these goop guys here? You can stay in Odyssey, please? Romovanti? I think another F tier. It's genuinely so forgettable. I didn't even remember there was water or chain chomps. The lighting is cute, but it's very hard to tell what is road and what is environment. DK Mountain. I remember playing this on the Wii and I liked it so much. And I think the volcano is really mad. Dude, I hate that line. Okay, now we're good. Back on track. Excite Bike fans, there you go. The paths are really wide in the mountain section. I wish they were slightly skinnier, because then it would make it a tad more challenging. Ooh, these turns are so sharp. And also here, listen. I like the wood when it makes this sound. These boulders are annoying as frick though. There's a gap jump that's 2 turns before the bridge. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. I think I've tried that a few times, but I cannot do it. When I think of like skips in Mario Kart, I think like hidden paths or ramps. I don't think of like trying to break the map. Is it here? That's probably it. DK Mountain. Now you guys have to promise to not get mad at me. Hi, decent. Daisy Circuit, look at them, they're so cute. I wonder how Daisy feels with Luigi in Peach's garden. I know, right? Why was it not Mario? I think Luigi is just a player. Okay, there is this like upper side path, but I don't really see the point in going there. Maybe to avoid other players? It doesn't seem like it's faster though. This track is very short, but aesthetically, it's really cute. The music is charming. Daisy Circuit, it's not as good as I remember. Like, it's cute, but it's kind of boring to play. Like, you're just cruising through. It's not too difficult. But if I'm being honest, it's eh. Piranha Plant Cove. I don't understand why this one is called Piranha Plant Cove. I don't think there's any piranha plants. I think they're clickbaiting. Okay, there's piranha plant, like, statues. The majority of this is underwater. Oh wait, there's 1, 2. Okay, is this the only part that actually has piranha plants? I just never saw them. Awkward. I like how there's so many different changes in elevation. Like, we're not just going straight. This feels like I'm riding a roller coaster. Okay, the eel is genuinely scary. I know it's coming, but I always jump. Piranha Plant Cove. For like a new original track, it's pretty damn good. I like how there's a lot of sections where you're going like flat and then straight up basically. There's drastic change in terrain. Even though there's only like 6 piranha plants, I think if I like played it more, I would say S tier. I think it's at high of very, very good. Okay, this is my favorite part. You're going into the museum, all the different versions of Mario. So cute. You know, we needed a little bit of culture in Mario Kart. Music is actually decent. Yeah, I really enjoy the music for this track. It's like a very nice change of pace. I think this is one of the most interesting city tracks. You go through like a lot of different parts of the city. It's pretty straightforward where I need to go. I don't think I've ever gotten confused trying to navigate this track. And football! See, this is what I would have wanted in the Vancouver track, like just going through the whole ice hockey field. That would have been so sick. But you know what? Madrid Drive did it better. For a city track, Madrid Drive, I think is really good. Rosalina's Ice World. I love the little illusion. Oops. I didn't switch scenes. Lamau. Rosalina's Ice World, everybody. now that you can actually see it. This turn is so difficult. Okay, I did it. Okay, I'm gonna go for a half pipe. I'm gonna do it. That made it a tad easier, but like not really. I think there should be more penguins on that ice section. I need more projectiles. I wish the ramp for the skip didn't have a snow patch on it. I wish I could just go for it, you know? I'm not like playing too bad on this track. Usually I throw, but like I'm tryharding. I think it's easier if you just go for the half pipe here. And then correct your turn! Oh wait, there's underwater, I forgot. I love the little frost effect they have at the edge of the screen. Such a good design touch. Rosalina's Ice World. I don't think it's S tier. I think it's definitely one of the more interesting like ice tracks though. I'm gonna put it in very good. The first turn is so difficult though. It turned me off from the track for like a long time. But I did it 3 times and I didn't mess up too much. I think once I have more time to practice, then I'll enjoy it more. So for right now, it's a very good track. It's not S tier, but it's still like very good. Now you guys won't get mad, right? Bowser Castle 3. Man, this music is scary. I like how you can take different paths every time in this first section. Oh, that was DOM. DOM! Also, look, you can see like the lava peeking through the cracks. Such a good detail. This track is so much fun. There also seems to be like a sense of urgency whenever I play. Because since there's so many like different little paths you can take, even if they take you to the same location, it makes me feel like on edge almost. Okay, watch this. Skitty path. I dodged the lava and then I still fell off. Oh, I wanted to get on one of the skinny pads. They're good if you need more items, but once you're this far in the lap, you kinda don't need it, in my opinion. Oh, this track is so good! Bowser Castle 3, it's one of my favorites. I think it's one of the best that has come out of the whole DLC, but this Bowser Castle is freaking good. It's so good. The final track of the Booster DLC, Rainbow Road on the Wii. Yes, Rainbow Road! Thank you for the resub hacker. Can we get some whackers in chat? Thank you. We almost synced. That was so funny. Now this is gonna get major nostalgia points because I love the Wii. The track itself is so pretty. It looks like plasticky almost. I'm still trying to like figure out the best path. I think it's going left and then right, like just like a regular figure 8. The cannon graphic is so pretty. The music is so bumpin'. It is kind of challenging that some sections have a railing and some don't. I mean, I won't fall off, don't worry. I don't even need the railing. I know some people will like try to skip here. Oh my god, wait, I did it. I always see people try to like skip that first hole, but I can never do it besides that one time. I guess I was going fast enough. See right here? This makes sense. This is what like a half pipe should be. Okay, watch this. Easy. I like how they keep a lot of like the design choices with the Wii track. The track looks slightly lower res. They have like the star icons. And then it has like the flaming animation when you fall off. It's genuinely so good. Rainbow Road for the Wii on the Nintendo Switch. Nostalgia does play a factor, but in terms of a Rainbow Road track, I think it's difficult. It's not as difficult as the Rainbow Road that's from the 3DS, but it's still up there. I think it's a really good track. Surprisingly, I didn't have many tracks in the F tier. Did I move something down? I think Los Angeles Laps is bad. Because to me, F tier is like something, like if I get this track when I'm playing online, I like get upset. I'm like, why are we doing this? I'm like pretty solid with everything else on this list. Let's break it down. My S tiers are Coconut Mall, Waluigi Pinball, Rainbow Road for the 3DS, Yoshi's Island and Bowser Castle 3. My F tiers: Throom Ridge, Vancouver Velocity, Rome Avanti, and Los Angeles Labs. There we have it, everybody. My final ranking for all of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC tracks. I mean, I think it's a general consensus that, like, the city tracks are just horrible. They're just, like, really crappy ports from the Mario Kart Tour app to the Switch. But some of the new original tracks are decent. What do you think? I'm gonna put the tier list in the description below. Fill it out for yourself. Which ones are the best DLC tracks? Thank you for watching. Subscribe now. And fill out your own tier list and send it to me on Twitter or something, and I'll look at it. And I might comment on it and say that you're DOM. Okay.